Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Please tell us your name.
Anis Mumin.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in India. It's a central state, Maharashtra. Yeah. Lived on the west coast in a city called Kolhapur. So that's where I was born. But I grew up everywhere. So my father was in. He worked for a central government, and he had to travel all over India. So pretty much I have seen everything in India as far as land is concerned. I've been to most states in India, up north, south, east, west. So, but I studied. My primary education was in Gujarat. So I was there for almost 5 years for my primary school, from first grade through fifth. So, and I think that's where I learned a lot. I guess grown up Muslim in a Hindu society as such, So initially, like I said, since my father used to go everywhere, we used to travel everywhere. So and there are not that many Muslims who worked for central government as much. So we were always in minority as far as the society is concerned. So like I was probably the only one kid as a Muslim kid in school, at least in the primary school. Later on, then in college and stuff, I had a few more Muslim students later on, but initially I was just the only one. I actually wanted to share my small story, which I experienced with me and my brother, growing up in a very small, remote place in Gujarat, where my father used to work. He used to work for an atomic power station. It's in Kakrapara, and our school was in Vyara. Vyara is another a small town, but not as small as as Kakrapara. So that's where we used to go for school, and so one day when we were in school, by Maghrib or by evening, there was some riot. So there was a riot between Hindus and Muslims, and we were about to be picked in school bus. The school bus just picked us up from the school, and we were about to head.
Sorry, what started the riot?
As far as I know, like I said, I was only probably between 8 and 10 years old. I was probably in 4th grade, I think. So 10 years old, and as far as I remember, there was something about an idol being a Hindu idol being demolished or done something to a Muslim did something to an idol. So I don't know the truth behind that. Was it done or not? I just don't know. But there was something about an idol being, and there was, like I said, the riot took place, and like I said, the Vyara is mostly Hindu town, about 15 to 20% Muslims, I think. And this riot took place. So, and we were in the bus, and as soon as the riot took place, this bus driver and everybody, they stopped the buses and stuff. So the driver went somewhere else. The kids just started getting out of the bus, and me and my brother, we were scared because there was all kind of like looting and killing and murder and all kinds of stuff going around us. So we hid behind this bush, and it was late evening at the time, and we were hiding behind the bush, and I saw. This still brings tears to my eyes when I think about this one, because it's so. So I with my naked eyes, me and my brother, I was just shaking all this time. I was trying to hold my brother, and my brother was trying to solace me and comfort me, and I was just crying. and he was trying to shut my mouth so that nobody hears us. And we were just behind this bush, and we were watching all this killing going on. And, like, they had this orange, what do you call, turbans and stuff, orange clothings and flags, and they had swords. Some had knives, and and they were just literally butchering the Muslims left and right, literally killing and stabbing them, raping the ladies, because I saw behind the bush, one guy, he pulled this lady from the slum. I mean, she was small hut. It was not even a big house, and he pulled her, and he tore her clothes, and he took her inside that hut again, and God knows what he did there. But I'm saying, like, they tortured her literally, and she came out running, crying, half naked, and I saw 3-4 more kids come and running, crying behind her, and there was just a lot of, like, just torture, killing, and murder, and just chaos, people running everywhere. And then we were so scared. I was just crying all this time. I was shaking. And my brother, he just he hold my mouth shut so that I don't shout or and attract the attention of these people. And slowly, by the middle of the night, it slowly started slowing down. There was fire going around. The tires were burned and kind of stuff, all kind of stuff going on. And then we just stayed behind the bush almost all night, shivering. I was crying all the time, and I was asking my brother, where's my mom, where's my dad? And then around, like, just early in the morning, this military vehicle started coming in, and I think they were the central government military. They came in, and I think they started a curfew at the time. Everybody just disappeared, and they were just looking for the bodies and injured people. They were picking them up. The people who were trying to people who were needing some attention, they were trying to just help them with first aid, medical aid, and that's when they saw us, me and my brother, hiding behind the bush, and said, "Don't be scared, don't be scared. We are the military people. We're trying to help you." So I was still shaken. I didn't want to go. My brother was shaken too, and he was trying, no, these are good people. They're trying to help us. So they took us to this, green-looking, and in the hand there were like almost four or five people. They were just bleeding. One of them had his almost leg cut off. One had his guts, all the way out, bleeding. Hand injured. So it was just a mess. I still can't forget those things. I was just so terrified and so scared. And they took us to home, and then we finally met my mom, and that still haunts me. That still, when I remember all those things. I was still a kid. I mean, like I said, between 8-10 years old, and it just, I just can't even imagine people can do things like that. We were just poor, innocent people living in a, we were not even from there, but what I saw was just horrible. And like I said, at that time, after I grew up later on, we moved to another big city in Calcutta, and that's where I went to mid school, and then from Calcutta, then we moved to another states in Maharashtra, and there again we were very we were very few. The Muslims probably are like 3 to 5% Muslim in Kolhapur where I studied, and I'm not saying that all Hindus are bad, but for some reason there is so much of hatred against Muslims. Like Muslims once, they were the rulers of this country. They were pioneers of education and art and culture. Now they are the poorest of poor, and it just saddens me, and that why things have to be so bad, why there has to be so much hate against us. I hope things get better. I hope people love each other and live in peace. I still have a lot of good Hindu friends, but at the same time, all those friends who used to love me so much at one time, they're so radicalized by this new phase of nationalism and Hinduism and patriotism, and in the name of nationalism, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I hope things get better. So that's all I want to say. So,
Thank you for sharing your story.
no problem. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.